Hitting record. Now, there we go. Witch Hat Atelier episode or the 8th episode, in which good things are going to happen and no drama is about to occur whatsoever. Don't even worry about it a little bit. Everything is fine. This is a cozy series for people who just like to have a good time with no problems ever really happening. That's what Witch Hat Atelier is. If you haven't been along to one of these recording sessions before, at this point I kind of assume that you have, but I'm going to give the spiel anyway, just in case someone hasn't. I am not going to show you Witch Hat Atelier, the anime, on screen very much, if I can avoid it, because of, not allowed to do that. So, you're going to have it on your own screen, and we're going to stay in sync through the use of a simple countdown system. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and then we'll go at the same time, and I'll say 3, 2, 1, pause, and then we'll pause at the same time. That's how we're going to stay in sync. This is inconvenient for you, but it's convenient for me, and that's the thing that matters, because this is my lazy channel, and I don't want to have to do any more work than absolutely necessary. Maybe someday, if the channel gets enough members, I'll be able to hire an editor to make these more viewer-friendly for people, possibly. But that is far down the line, and not something that you have to worry about. If you want a more convenient way to watch my reactions, you can join the Discord, which I post links to every once in an occasional while. Where you can watch it along with all of these very normal people who are completely regular. Don't worry about it. You can turn your back on them, and nothing bad will happen to you. Or you can become a member of the channel, in which case you'll also get access to the Discord, and you'll get access to some more convenient versions of these reactions that are easier to watch if you want it. That costs $1 a month, or you can just pay $1 one time and then get the ones you want and then cancel it again. That is also completely fine by me. I think that's all the instructions we need, so let's watch Witch Hat Atelier and see what happened with the river there. That's a weird thing that happened to it. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable, normal explanation for that. Don't worry about it. 3, 2, 1, go. Riche! My goats! Tell them! Get their asses. Get his ass. Get their asshole, Rugio! It can. It is. What do you mean resume? You never started. You didn't start questioning them, dipshit. Oh yeah, we'll resume question. Fuck you. Returning to this theme of authority, right? Because the laws of the pact are absolute, right? Like, and the protection of the pact is an absolute necessity. Therefore, any action taken to preserve the pact and preserve its rules and authority is therefore automatically self-justified, right? And that's how authority justifies itself. Right? You create a situation in which you can self-justify taking any action whatsoever so long as it is in protection of an absolute ideal of justice, right? And that's where Aestheus gets his attitude from, right? Oh, well, like, a crime has been committed, therefore, action must be taken to redress the crime, and any action that is taken to redress the crime must therefore be justified. Off he goes. It does, doesn't it? Husbands! Normal things to say about a child. That's probably fine, right? Don't worry about it. 3, 2, 1, pause. It's very important to understand that, yes, magic could heal Custis. There are spells that could do that. Magic could heal him, but the decision has been made that magic may not be cast on a person's flesh. Again, we know that there are good reasons why you might not want to allow spells to be cast on a person's flesh, but one of the consequences is this. And we sort of come back to, if there was a cure for cancer that could just cure it perfectly, no side effects, you would just be fine. You would just be fine. But someone had decided that, yeah, well, it's against our philosophical principles to let people be cured that way. Sorry, chemo for you, and good luck surviving your stage 4 metastasized cancer. How would you feel about that if your loved one was the one dying? Would that feel like justice? And again, as we've seen, there are good reasons, because equally as though there is a cancer preventing spell or curing spell, also some spells you could use to give people turbo cancer to do more horrible things to their bodies than you can possibly imagine. But it is not something as simple as, well, it's not worth the price, therefore, because magic is a thing that has the capacity to undo untold amounts of suffering in the world. And yet, these authority figures have decided that people should not be allowed to even know that it's a possibility, right? There's no vote. There's no democracy here. There is no explanation. There's no rationale provided. It's just, nope, can't do it because of we said so. They don't even get to know why, right? It's not just that most people are denied access to magic. They are denied knowledge of it. They are denied knowledge of what is possible in the world. And that's a lot of authority for people to just kind of take for themselves on the basis of, well, because we have decided that we have the authority to do it, that means we get to do it. And that's part of what these guys represent, right? Is that authority which justifies itself by the power to enforce its own authority, right? We have the power to enforce our authority. Therefore, anything we do to enforce our authority is justified by the power we have to justify our authority, right? It's that circular reasoning. I do love the detail that Coco has calluses on her hand, and they are right there. Like, again, if you sat for long hours painting anything, drawing anything with a pencil, or you get this callus, you get that artist's bump on your finger. I know some people who've drawn so much. I still fucking have mine too, even, Jesus. But who just have a permanent massive callus on their fingers that is just, that'll never go away. Like, even if they've been to the dermatologist, they've had it cut off or like sanded down or whatever, it just comes back. And again, like, look at the way, like, Reche calls it out very correctly, right? You call us children as though we are something other than people. And that is how he's treating Coco here. He's treating Coco not as a person at all, but as an object, right? She's a thing for him to examine in order to determine whether or not he can be justified in enacting violence upon it, right? He's treating her like an object. He's treating her like a thing. Because he has decided that she's suspicious. And if there is reason to suspect her, then there is reason to mistreat her. It is authoritarianism. Pure and simple. Because we have authority, we do not have to consider the humanity of other people, right? The only thing he responds to, ultimately, is force. The only thing that stops him from just doing whatever the hell he feels like he is justified in doing is that people show up who can resist him by force. That's the only thing that stops him. Right? We saw that very clearly, that if Qifrey hadn't come along and fucking pointed a sword at him, he would have erased Coco's memories. Just like that. Without even so much as interrogating her about, like, what happened? How was that spell cast? Are you okay? Just, no. There's a child. I am simply going to reach into her brain and erase half of her personality. Because I have decided that this object is a legitimate target for violence, right? And that is authoritarianism. That's the authoritarian mindset, is one that demands the objectification of human beings. And it is also true that one of the kinds of human being that we are all of us, collectively most comfortable seeing treated in an authoritarian way in the world is children. We are all distressingly comfortable allowing people to treat children like property, like objects that are owned by their parents or by the institutions that take care of them. and which can be disposed of and used in whatever way a parent or an institution feels like is necessary for them. This feels different. And it does, doesn't it? Because before all this happened, Agat was definitely not ready to take the test, right? It was very clear by the way that she reacted to that man begging for his child's life that she should probably not be given the test or be allowed to work in the field because she was on a bad path. But what changed? What's different now? Well, this is. Agat made the decision, right, to prioritize creating a distraction for Coco. And it was Coco's pleading, right? It was Coco saying, tell me what to do. Tell me what I can do to help. That sort of dragged her out of her ambitious mindset and back into problem solving, right? Because Agat, again, as we talked about, magic, the purpose of magic is to make the world better for people, is to solve problems, it's to help people. Agat had this mindset, the purpose of magic is to allow me to prove that I am worthy of love, is to allow me to get what I need emotionally, for me to get what I want. That's what magic is for. Coco is the one who shakes her out of that. And everything she ends up doing to help the situation after that is all based on, okay, what can I do to help, right? How can I help Coco fix this problem? How can we help each other? That's the change. And so when Qifrey says this feels different, that's why, right? Again, that girl may well be such a rock. I must pluck her out delicately. Normal way to talk about a child, my dude. Normal way to talk about a child. Normal way to think about a child. Because I have decided that this child is a credible, because I've decided that this child is a rule breaker or a threat to the order, I can just dehumanize her. I can just treat her like an object. I can just think of her as an object, as an obstacle for me to remove. It's like, god damn. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Sure. Oh, that's cool. Is he Irish? He's the most Irish. Third floor, yeah. Very Irish. Come with me. Hell of an accent. One thing I do like about Irish is their tendency to pronounce TH as T. Oh, yes, there's three of them over there. Remember this scene. Remember this scene. Remember it. What in the hell? What was that? Oh my. Thank God nothing shattered. 3, 2, 1, pause. Because you remember, one of the ways that they distinguish the ink in the shop is by a very subtle difference in hue, right? That's what Noah says, is like he's able to tell that the ink Qifrey has there has a tiny faint blue hue when viewed through a certain filter. You can see the color change happen here. And that's how you can tell one ink from another, depending on which pigment is mixed in. And if you can't tell that, well, then you don't actually know what ink you're drawing with. And if you don't know what ink you're drawing with, all kinds of shit can happen, as we shall see. So hey, remember how Agat, because she had a driving emotional need to achieve a certain thing, made some really rash decisions and maybe did some things that she shouldn't have done? Remember that? Remember how that happened last episode? Remember that? My. They really hammer the color thing home in this whole scene, right? Coco is really going on about this one's aquamarine, not just blue. What's the one with the color that looks like aquamarine? What's the sparkly one? What's the white one? What's the red one? What's the purple one? And again, Coco is so earnest, right? She's so earnest in her appreciation. She doesn't see the limits, right? Tarta lives here, and much like Agat, who can only really see her accomplishments as like these flawed failures that aren't good enough to get her accepted, Tarta is here, and he sees all those colors, except, well, he doesn't. All of this is just reminders of his limitations, right? Reminders of what he can't achieve. And it's rough, man. Like, I thought you were a witch's apprentice, are you not? And the way that, like, the hand, you can tell how it feels to him, right? And there's also the implication, right? You say a lot of things that are strange to hear from a witch. When Coco admires his job and admires how good he is at it, and admires what he can do and the skills that he has, and he's like, that's weird to hear from a witch. Which again, hey, what does that imply to you about the way that witches generally treat the ones who work at a stationery? The ones who are apprentices at a stationery? What does that imply about the way that his work is treated generally in society? Little things, you know? I love how this glow is rendered. Right, this heavy blue-white haze, and the way that it, like, shines over the outlines. Classic anime lighting. Let me see if I can find... I have it here somewhere. It's easy to forget when you're used to seeing color how much things that look so different can look so identical to one another. And they're being very deliberate about it here, too. You can see how things that land, some of the things that land next to each other, so different in color, but the moment you don't have the color information, purple, red, so clear, so easy to tell apart. Oops. Those have the same value. In art, the brightness and darkness of a given color is often referred to as the value of the color, right? And that's basically an expression of how dark is the color, how bright is the color. And the highest possible value is pure white. The lowest possible value is pure black. And a lot of working with art is understanding values as a way to construct a scene, right? It's not really about using color. Color comes after values. First, you block in where are your shadows, where are your lights, where are your highlights, where are your midtones? Like, where are the values in the scene? Because that's how you make a scene readable. And then after that, you add color on top of it. Values are fundamental, and color is like the spice on top of it. But one of the things you get to learn once you start working with values is how many colors that seem like they should be completely different, that intuitively it feels like they shouldn't look anything alike whatsoever, like this purple and this red. Once you turn off the color and only have the values to work with, it's like, oh, I can see there's a slight difference, but which one of those is red, which one is purple? Fucked if I know. And so, like, you can see why this is despair to Tarta, right? There's not a shot in hell, right? Because he has a disability, a serious one. And what's pretty clear from this scene is that that disability shuts him out of witch society in a pretty substantial way. It's not just a thing, a problem to deal with. It's like, no, we can't let you near magic because you won't know what you're doing. Three, two, one, go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. See? See? He's happy. Everything's fine. See? Everything's all right. Absolutely no worries whatsoever. Qifrey is unproblematic fave. You don't say. See? He's fine. Yeah, it's fine. See, he's fine. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened whatsoever. Everything's cool. Everyone's fine. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's happy. Nothing bad happened whatsoever. It is perfectly okay. This is a normal thing for Qifrey to do about that ink bottle, and it's fine. It is completely fine. Let's see. That's volume 2, right? Let me see if I can find the manga panels. Can't remember if it's volume 2 or 3. But we are moving at a good clip. Oh, it's volume 3. I just want to show you how this is rendered in the manga. Again, I really cannot stress enough. You should read Witch Hat Atelier. That's how it's rendered in the manga. Just he's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Unproblematic fave. Unproblematic. He's a sweet man who just wants what's best for his daughters. That's all. That's all. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Once again, we return to that theme, right? Qifrey doesn't want the Great Hall or the Knights Morales to know about this because he knows that the approach that the Knights Morales are going to take, right, is, oh, well, that bottle of ink must be destroyed then. Destroy the bottle of ink, destroy everything, like, erase the memories of everyone who knows about it, just shove the problem down and get rid of it. Like, get rid of the problem. Because the problem is an obstacle and it just needs to be gotten rid of, right? And Qifrey doesn't want to get rid of the problem. He wants to run after the problem. And in order to do that, Qifrey is going to take some actions that he would probably find. Like, Qifrey had all this, like, when he was confronting Aesthys, Well, you're just gonna erase her memory without so much as like, oh wow, without even investigating or talking to her. And then when he runs into an obstacle, well, it turns out the Knights Morales aren't the only people who can make exceptions for themselves. And then, oh, Coco, oh, I've just finished shopping. Everything's fine. Well, he gave you a slightly expensive thing. I bought you a bag. Let's go home and have cocoa. Again, these questions of like, if you super duper promise for 100% sure that you definitely mean well and that you're only trying to do the right thing, does that mean you get to just use magic to achieve your goals however you want, necessarily? Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Maybe it's necessary to have some kind of moderating force that can make some determinations about who gets to do what with magic to other people. Maybe people shouldn't just be allowed to do what Qifrey just did to Mr. Nolnoa just because he thought it was necessary in order to achieve what he wants. His goal, his ambition, his need. Again, Agat, we saw her be on this path, right, of seeing other people as mere means to her ends. Oh, that kid is in trouble? Great, a chance for me to prove myself. Treating people as a means to an end is not good. And yet... But don't worry, Qifrey's unproblematic. He's an unproblematic fave. He has never done anything wrong in his entire life to anyone for any reason. And don't worry about it. He's your husband, and he has a gay lover, and everything's cool, and it's a cozy anime. And don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't even worry about it. Everything's fine. I really like Tarta as a character. You'll see as we go up. There's such good scenes coming up with Tarta. There's such good scenes coming up with Tarta. I suspect I can't think in my head whether the anime will get there, right? Oh no, yeah, it will. It's surely it will. You're gonna love this kid. He's so good. He has the interactions with Coco, and oh, so good. Anyway, we'll get to that later. I'm getting pre-excited for things that I know are coming. The way that this anime deals with disability and the politics of disability as well are also just interesting and thoughtful. Because it's not just Tarta. It's not just Tarta that's going to have a story that turns a little bit on these questions. It's interesting the way that it engages with it, with the concept of disability and accommodation. But we'll get to that. I'm trying to hold myself back here. Because again, as we talked about, there are spells that could heal Costa's legs. Those spells exist. The witches know about them. But you're not allowed to, because it's been decided by authority that you're not allowed to. Same thing with Tarta's eyes. But just because you can't heal the thing directly with a magic spell, that doesn't mean that there might not be ways to accomplish... Well, anyway, that's for late. They'll cover it. They'll cover it in the anime. We'll get there. They're good. They're good scenes. They are good scenes. He's a good boy. Okay. Yeah. Let's... Fuck it. Let's just end this here, as my little avatar seems to have lost his tracking. Oh, dear. Hello? I'm resetting you. Little tracker. Ah, there we go. And... yeah, that shorter reaction this time, because there was sort of less to react to. In terms of animation quality, this is definitely one of the ones where, like, nothing is poorly animated, right? Like, there's nothing here that's badly animated, but it's definitely more low-key than the other episodes. Oh, those fucking things. Like, fucking imagine someone, an authority figure, an adult, holding that shit up in front of your eyes and being like, yeah, I'm about to kill your mind. Say hello to the lobotomizer. And he just does that without even fucking flinching. Without asking questions, without hesitating. Here comes the goat! God, I love Ricci. Typical adults, you say children. As though children are things instead of human beings. Get their ass! She's so good. They're all good. It's such a good story. Please read Witch Hat Atelier. Please read it. Anyway. That's it.